all men stand as equals before their Creator. All men. What does it mean, all men? What, the Goyim and the Jews are the same? What, the guy that's rich and poor is the same? The guy that's smart and the guy that's foolish is the same? What does it mean, all men stand as equals in front of the Creator? And everyone says, there's a famous statement, oh, everyone's equal. That's not really true, by the way. Everyone's equal, the way they mean it, is not really true. Someone that has an IQ of 250 is not the same as someone that has an IQ of 50. It's not the same. What the Ramban means here is that all men stand as equals. And what the Torah means, all men stand as equals in front of their Creator, is that all men can reach 100% of their own unique potential. Each person has their own version of 100% of their potential. Your 100% may be his 50%. His 100% could be like Moshe Rabbeinu. Your 100% could be like a lower person. But if he reaches 50% of his 100%, and you reach 70% of your 100%, you're much better than he is. Even though his 50 is much higher than your 70, you reached a higher level in front of your Creator. It says everyone can be their own Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashem gave and instilled power in Bilam the Rasha, the same type of power as He gave Moshe Rabbeinu. It says you can also be Moshe Rabbeinu. Instead of using his power and the prophecy that Hashem gave him to become Bilam a Tzaddik, he became Bilam a Rasha. Hashem gives all of you opportunities to be your own Moshe Rabbeinu, to be your own Sarah Imenu. But you could also be Bilam a Rasha, or you could be Zevel. You can be wicked, you can be righteous. But know the following: His fury is cast down on the lofty. In His goodwill He elevates the trodden, the downtrodden. He says those that have their nose in the air, they think of themselves. The time of anger, Hashem takes like an atomic bomb in Hiroshima. You were all the way over there, you thought you were king of the world? Give you a tiny little mosquito. Tiny little mosquito ate your brain. What do you think of any leader in the world? Donald Trump, the guy from North Korea, from Iran, from this one, from past or present leaders, all of these people. You think any of them have even a quarter of the power that Titus had 2,000 years ago? They wouldn't even be his employees cleaning his bathroom. What did Hashem do to him? Sent him a mosquito. Mosquito! He was top of the world, he thought. Sent him a little tiny servant called a mosquito. To remind all of us, we're nothing without Hashem. But at the same token, He takes the downtrodden. Who? One time there was a guy, a little boy, young guy, says, listen, this Avodah Zarah you're worshipping, it's not for me. It's nonsense, shtuyot. Say, hey, listen, you don't worship this idol, I'm going to throw you in the fire. There's no picnic over here. It's not a free choice. What did he do? He jumped into the fire. You don't have to make a choice. I'm going to go into the fire. They look into the fire, they see there's not one, but there's two. Where did the other one come from? Where is the second one that's walking around dancing? It's the story of Avraham Avinu. Nimrod HaRasha. Nimrod HaRasha marad be'Hashem. He went against Hashem, made everyone in the world idol worshippers. When Avraham said to him, this is all nonsense. You just made the idol. My father built the idol, you're worshipping him. I know it's fake, it's nonsense, there's only one God. He goes, well, no one God. Go in the fire. He goes, no problem. Jumps in the fire. Now at this point, Avraham Avinu never saw God, never spoke to God. God didn't disclose Himself yet. He didn't know God was going to save him. He jumped into the fire. He says, I'm better off jumping into a fire than worshipping falsehood. worshipping JCPenney, worshipping some Buddha statue, worshipping some stupidity that man made. Better to jump into a fire than worshipping anything other than God. The angels screamed to Hashem, Hashem, let us please go save this righteous, only person on earth that's righteous. Let us save him. Hashem says, no. Just like I am one in the heavens by myself, he is one down there. He's the only one that believes in me. I'm going to go down and save him. I'm going to go save him. That's why when they looked into the fire, they saw two. They saw Avraham, they saw Hashem. Obviously, this is a parable. There's no physical body of Hashem for any fools that try to personify or humanize Hashem. But the point being here is that at a time that there was no one more shafel, there was no one that was lower than someone that got thrown into a fire. His father's an idol worshiper. The entire world is full of idol worshippers. You're all by yourself. Hashem says, him, I'll make him into a nation. I'm making him into my firstborn. His son, he's going to be Gdol Adol. His grandson, Gdol Adol. His great-grandsons, 12 of them, all Gdolei Adol. Their descendants, Am Yisrael. Giants, Chachamim, Tzadikim, Ruach HaKodesh, prophets. Moshe Rabbeinu is his great-grandson. Moshe Rabbeinu. Why? Because he jumped in the fire for me. So Rambam says when Hashem brings, just like he brings down those overly confident and arrogant souls, he can take the one that's in the middle of nothing, in the middle of fire and hell and all types of problems, bring him up. Therefore, humble yourself, my son, for Hashem will lift you. What does it mean, humble yourself? And Hashem will lift you. Rav Nissim again used to say this wonderful thing. He says, the more of a nothing you make yourself, more of a nothing you think of yourself, not in comparison to everyone, but in comparison to your Creator, meaning that you know that everything you have is from Him. This is not, the Torah is not encouraging people to become depressed losers. You have talents, use them. You have skills, use them. But remember where it comes from. The more of a nothing you see yourself in, meaning the more you realize that you're depending on Hashem, the more of a something you become. The Stipler Gaon, Rabbi Israel Kanievsky, was Gdol Adol, had Ruach HaKodesh. So many amazing stories about him. There's one story, Rav Galinsky, when he was still a teenager, was sent away from home into a new yeshiva far away. They said, over there you'll do tshuva. So he went into this place. It's empty, synagogue is empty, but he hears somebody praying on the side of the women by himself, but not praying like you and I pray, Amidah, Shema Yisrael. No. What is he praying? He's crying hysterical to Hashem. Hashem, grab it. You give us mitzvot. I have to grab it. Every opportunity I have, I gotta grab it. I gotta grab every mitzvah. Why am I wasting time? I gotta grab the mitzvot. Take them. They're all diamonds. And he's crying to Hashem, Hashem, I missed an opportunity to grab the mitzvot. I need to grab the mitzvot. He's like, who is this kadosh? Who is this holy person? Understands the significance of a mitzvah? And he sees this 17-year-old young guy, a little older than Rav Galinsky. I think Rav Galinsky was maybe 13, 14 years old. He sees this young guy, mamash, giving himself musar for not doing as many mitzvot as he can, crying about it. He says, just listening to him, I did tshuva. He showed me, I don't know him, but he showed me how valuable a mitzvah is. And I immediately went to yeshiva and I committed the rest of my life to Torah. Someone asked him, who's that guy? Would you ever find out who that guy is? He goes, yeah, he's my Rav. He goes, what do you mean? Who is he? He's the Stipler Gaon. He's Rabbi Israel Kanievsky. He didn't just become a Gaon. He worked for it. So the Stipler, it's the Chidush of Moshe Rabbeinu. says in the book of Numbers that Moshe Rabbeinu was the humblest human being that ever lived. But of course Moshe Rabbeinu believed in his own Torah. One of the 13 principles of faith that the Rambam put together is that Moshe Rabbeinu is the greatest prophet that ever or will ever live. He's the prophet of all prophets. Anyone that says otherwise is a kofer b'Torah. Another reason why Christianity is led astray, because they think JCPenney is better. Or anybody. There's even unfortunately some sects of Judaism that think their rabbi that died is better than Moshe Rabbeinu. It's all shtuyot, it's all nonsense. One of the 13 principles of faith, you're going to go, B'ezrat Hashem, somebody goes to conversion, somebody does Teshuva, somebody wants to get close to Hashem, they have to repeat 13 principles of faith. One of them, there's no prophet that was ever or will ever be greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. Now Moshe Rabbeinu himself had to actually believe this. Now how on one hand you're going to say you're the humblest man that ever lived, in the book of Numbers chapter 12, but on the other hand you're saying I'm the greatest prophet that ever lived? It's a little contradiction, no? It's not a contradiction. Steipler Gaon gives an amazing chidush. He says if a poor homeless lady, is loaned the most grand dress that ever existed to go to a wedding, is she going to go to the wedding and show off her dress? How could she show off the dress? She knows she has to return it tomorrow. It's not hers. Because that was Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu knew he had all these talents. He's the prophet of prophets, Ruach HaKodesh, prophecy, see Hashem face to face, all these amazing things. Gadol Hador was the one that got the Torah, leader of Am Yisrael, the first king. Hashem decided whether Am Yisrael as a whole will live or die based on his 5 words. The entire nation was not as significant as Moshe Rabbeinu. The entire nation prayed for Miriam to get healed. She had tzaraat. Hashem punished her for saying Lashon Hara about Moshe Rabbeinu. She meant well, but she said Lashon Hara about Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashem says, who are you to say Lashon Hara about Moshe Rabbeinu? She said, but I'm a prophet. He goes, you're not a prophet like him. Yes, you're a prophet. Aaron's a prophet, but not like Moshe Rabbeinu. Not like Moshe. Nobody's like Moshe. He gave a tzaraat. The entire nation started praying for Miriam, crying tears. Not like us, 5 minutes we want to get out of the synagogue, go to work. Everyone's crying non-stop for Miriam for days. Nothing changes. Tzaraat. Aaron comes to Moshe and he says, please, she's your sister. Moshe Rabbeinu says 5 words. 5 words. She gets healed on the spot. 5 words, he says. That's it. His prayer was more significant than millions of people. He says, yeah, I know my prayer. I know I'm a prophet. I know all of these. He's not blind. He's not deaf. He's not foolish. I know. But I also know it's all on a loan. It doesn't belong to me. It's Hashem. It has nothing to do with me, Bichlal. Hashem wants to take it away, like that He takes it away. It doesn't belong to me. So when the Steipler Gaon is explaining, when it says that Moshe Rabbeinu was the humblest man that ever lived, it doesn't say he was some self-conscious person. No, he was ultra confident. You can't be a leader if you're self-conscious. You can't be a leader if you have no confidence. But the confidence wasn't in himself. The confidence was in Hashem.
That's why he wrote it.
He knew everything belonged to Hashem. That's the difference between Moshe and the rest of us. We still have a large part of us that thinks we made the money. We made this. We made that. We knew this. We knew that. Moshe Rabbeinu knew. He did nothing. Nothing. And for all of those people that like to believe in people, whether it's their Rebbe, or it's their idol, or it's some other so-called prophet that's not a prophet, like Muhammad from Islam. Guy didn't know how to read or write, but somehow they made him a prophet. Shem Achem, if we have prophets like that. Or the other guy that was a womanizer, looking at women, they made him into a god. Shem Achem, if we have gods like that. Think about this. How can you make this guy into anything special? He probably had stomach aches, he probably had headaches, he probably had diarrhea once in a while. How is he a god? How is he anything special? The guy was eating macaroni just like you and me. He had desires, he had this, he had that. What makes him anything special? Everything is from Hashem. Everything's from Hashem.
I've heard enough. New arrival screams echoing through the hallway to know that this ain't good. Once they pass them through the infierno, they don't come back. It's enough to make you go crazy.
Do not think we fear you, Spirit. We know your power is born of evil. This is your last night in the land of the living. You understand me, malevolent demon?
There was a rich family that lived here called the Hetheringtons, and unfortunately, their daughter passed away of a heart attack inside the house. Basically, they were so devastated that they reached out to people claiming to be psychic mediums. They actually weren't psychic mediums. They opened up a total of 11 portals inside this house and invited spirits and entities from all different kinds of dimensions.
Well, I think there are certain pieces of evidence that there is an afterlife.
Resurrection of the dead is affirmed pretty clearly in the Talmud and the Midrash.
To be honest with you, to give this lecture is a nightmare. If it was up to me, I wouldn't. There's going to be some graphic details.
This place is a maze.
The person after death went to a place called Sheol.
This is by far the largest near-death experience study that has ever been conducted.
People go to a place and they experience weird things. And sometimes they actually will see a character of some type. Well, where did that come from?
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
They
may describe feeling profoundly peaceful, seeing a bright, warm, welcoming light. Some people describe watching doctors and nurses working on them with incredible accuracy.
Next thing I knew, I was above my body watching the operation.
How long did you feel like you were gone?
I went to a place of timelessness. And so what that means, it could have been a second, could have been 5 minutes. I don't know.
Can you imagine waking up from your sleep and not being able to move?
As I'm lying there, I realized that there's an evil presence next to me.
Do you believe that angels, demons exist?
Holy dude, get out of here! Oh my god, dude!
Strange things keep happening. Bizarre nightmares, as if I'm on fire in the woods.
Whoa, what the hell is this? Man, I've got bad chest pain.
Satan's Hollow is what it's called, the portal to hell.
Some people calling it an eye of fire, while others said it looked like the portal to hell opening up.
And the next thing I know, I was outside of my body, looking at my body.
What I'm going to do is called claromancy, the art of throwing lots or throwing bones.
2,000 years of experience, passed down, recorded, of how demons work.
God has them all on a leash, and he lets the leash go enough to let them tempt us, because that's what makes us spiritually stronger.
I'm trying to be as graphic as possible so you understand what we're talking about.
It's your ticket to reality. It's your ticket to freedom. It's your ticket to immortality.
Is there an afterlife? Is there a
This
God?
is the type of information that can keep you away from the Yitzhak.
What happens to us after we die?